So hi guys, CYoutuber04 here, and welcome to the first episode of the new series F1 2017 career mode. We're going to be driving, you'll find out who I'm driving for actually, but after we skipped the making of my helmet for this season, we're going to start an F1 2017 career mode, which I have delayed for so long. I'm sorry about that. But we are finally here for the first episode in Australian Grand Prix. Round 1 of Season 1, of course. And you can probably tell by that purple and pink helmet that we're probably going to drive... We're going to drive for Force India for this career mode. We're going to drive for Force India in this career mode. Because it's obviously pink car and then pink and purple helmet. So... Anyway, here we are at the team selection screen. You can see that we head towards Force India. They need the team expectations is to push for podiums, so that's their expectation from me. Push for podiums. This team has dragged itself from the back of the pack to a leading midfield outfit and wants to continue that into the career mode. So our teammate will be Esteban Ocon for this career, because I wanted to replace Perez for some. I just don't know. I just wanted a different teammate to Perez because I'm used to Perez being in career mode. So it'll be 25% races, short qualifying. The formation lap will be enabled, of course, just like 2016 was. We'll do a season 2 eventually on that. And 99 AI difficulty, but I think I will turn that up once the season progresses because I might get better and quicker and stuff. So here we are. Here we go, introduced to Emma, our agent.
Yes, and I respect that. But my client has a championship to contest. So if you want our participation, I'm afraid the concessions are mandatory. Yes, that's fine. Get back to me when you can. Goodbye. No one ever just signs the contract. Anyway, thanks for coming by on such short notice. I just needed to cover a couple of quick things with you before you race. Firstly, as requested, is a copy of your contract. It's a rolling deal. However, the team reserves right of termination if you fail to meet performance standards. You're second driver for now, but work hard, hit your targets, and I'll be able to sweeten the deal. I'm also looking to get you into some invitational events throughout the season. The experience and exposure from these will be great for your image. Plus, you'll get to drive some nice historic cars. Now then, go get ready for the next session. And good luck.
Thank you for that, agent. We are now heading towards the first qualifying session of the season. New contract. Dear Combined, welcome to Sahara Force India Formula 1 team. We are delighted to have you on board and look forward to working closely with you over the upcoming seasons. You'll start as our second driver alongside your teammate Esteban Ocon. We expect you to work together to help develop the car and the team as quickly as possible. Now let's get out there and win some points. So that's a nice message from Force India. We have Esteban Ocon as our teammate as we head towards the first qualifying, but before that, let's talk to Chris, our R&D development guy.
Got my message. Perfect. Welcome to home away from home. We get more real-time data from the factory now than ever before, and it all comes through here. So I have to spend more time checking over the reports and less time hunting you down in the hospitality suite. To that end... Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Chris, is this important? I'm in the middle of something. Okay. Right. Well, that makes no sense. Have Sarah reset the simulation and run it again. Okay. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we've set up a desk for you at the front here. You can get onto the network from your laptop, so make sure to check the R&D screen regularly. And let us know how you want to use the data that we've collected over the weekend and through the practice programs. Also, bear in mind that the news from the factory won't always be good. Sometimes tests fail, like you've seen just now. And when that happens, we have to divert additional resources to fix it. C'est la vie, I'm afraid.
So he's introduced us to our resource points and our car upgrades. Of course, this career mode has a more broad upgrade system. We're going to have allocated 2,500 resource points to kick off the development for this season. So obviously it's more complicated in 2017 career mode. With all the engine components and the power components, durabilities and stuff. So you get 2,578 there. So that's the initial team allocation. So for the first race and into the second race, we're going to upgrade some aerodynamics. As you can see, it's way more complicated than 2016 was. Speaking of 2016, I probably will do a season 2 of that when I get there. So yeah, we're going to upgrade the durability because the durability is the that makes the car more reliable, so to speak. We're going to also upgrade. We're going to upgrade powertrain. I think we're going to upgrade the ignition system or HPP upgrade department quality control there, which is one of those small upgrades for 300 resource points. Yes, we've done that. And maybe a chassis upgrade as well. That's a weight reduction, but we're not going to do that for now. We don't really need to do our engine components as well, but anyway, let's head now to qualifying for the first race of this F1 2017 career mode.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly.
So here we are for qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. We have a wet session on to deal with here. Intermediate conditions. According to the weather report, it's actually going to be dry at the end of the qualifying. So let's see if we can get out on time here and get a lap in before it dries out. It may not dry out because qualifying is way too short in this game, in my opinion. So anyway, we're looking at our setup. It's a differential is about 50 or 67%. Suspension geometry, front camber, and then yep, it's just weight reduction. So brakes is 82% on the brake pressure, 54% on the other pressure, and the ballast is 7. Actually changed to 8. Changed the ballast to 8. Here is the first timed lap of the session. Max Verstappen is coming into the penultimate corner and into the final corner. Now he's going to go onto the straight and he's going to set a lap time of a 137.8. He's the first timed lap of the day there for Max Verstappen. And here is the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel currently on a lap. Of course, I haven't mentioned this yet, but everyone knows this, that the 2017 cars have more downforce than 2016 cars. But Vettel crosses the line with a 36.9, almost 8 tenths faster than Max Verstappen, and he goes on provisional pole. So we're going to go now out on track for our run. It's still wet on track, so I'm pretty sure it's just still dry. Anyway, let's hope we can get a good lap into this session. Can we qualify well for the first race? Let's hope so. Here we go, out on track on the wet, and there's a car behind us. Are we going to let him through? I think we should. We should let him through, to be honest. I didn't quite catch that word. It's Grosjean in the Haas. Our 2016 teammate, our F1 2016 career mode teammate, is currently being held up by us, but did we ever let him through in the end? I think we did, I'm not sure. But so here we go, starting our lap. Into the final corner we go. And now, oversteering out of the final corner. Maybe there is a bit of a dry surface. Maybe, who knows? Or this is just the wet doing that. Into turn 1 we go, braking down to 4th gear, and taking it very, very slowly there. And now coming into the straight, coming down towards turn 3. braking very into second gear very early, of course, because of the wet, and oversteering mid-corner a bit, and now to turn 4, braking to third gear, corner cutting a bit, very small one, oversteering all over the place, don't take that flat, understeering and oversteering, round turn 5, and that's on 5th gear, and now coming into turn 6, turn 7 I think actually, 3rd gear is taken through there, and now still oversteering around there, so there is actually a complete grip loss for sure. I think the track has actually dried out. I think we've actually done the wrong timing here. Have we got out the wrong time? Because the track is very, very slippy at the moment. Anyway, coming through onto turn 11, are we going to get this right? 1.7 seconds down, yes, definitely. And we've actually lost it! And we've lost it going into a spin there! We've spun the car at the S's. And that's not really good. We've completely lost grip in our intermediate tyres. The track has actually dried out on us as soon as we did our lap. Do we have enough time to do one more lap? Do we have time to actually set a lap time? That's the big question now. Here we go, coming into the pits to change the change to new set, maybe onto ultra softs. This is going to be tough to set a lap time. I think we kind of screwed up our quali there by going out on a set of inters. Maybe ultra softs was a better idea. Who knows? Anyway, onto the final, into the pits. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to do another lap. What's the time remaining? I can't quite see it there, but anyway. Looks like Sebastian Vettel will get provisional pole for this first race of the season. Let's see how many minutes remain. Coming into, yep, I'm going to change to dry tyres, which is currently 5 seconds faster, so do we have enough time? Doesn't look like it actually, because as we skip it on the track now, we are trying to corner cut to actually get to the line. But 30 seconds remaining and we're in the middle sector. There is no way we can get to the line on time. We're not actually going to set a lap time here, guys. The first time ever in a career mode that we're going to start last for a race. We didn't even set a lap time. No, we're not going to set a lap time at all. Even with those corner cuts, we're not going to set a lap time. 5 seconds to go, and we're going to qualify in 20th position. No lap time was set by us. That is so unlucky. The wet weather, and then it dried out on us and when we went onto the lap. So that was so unlucky for us in qualifying. We start last for this Australian Grand Prix. That is really, really unlucky. But anyway, as I predicted, Sebastian Vettel is on pole for the Australian Grand Prix by 2/10 from Valtteri Bottas in second place. Lewis Hamilton third for Mercedes, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo in fourth, and Max Verstappen in fifth. Our teammate Esteban Ocon is in sixth place, a good result from him. Romain Grosjean in seventh, Felipe Massa in eighth, Nico Hülkenberg, Daniel Kvyat, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Kevin Magnussen for Haas in 13th place. There's actually 2/10 gap between Vettel and Bottas at the front there. And then we have Jolyon Palmer in 14th, Lance Stroll in 15th, Van Dorn in 16th, Verline in 17th, Ericsson in 18th, Raikkonen in 19th also set an intermediate time, and me at the back in 20th place with no lap time set. So, very interesting race coming up. Can we go from a comeback from last on the grid? That's gonna be nice. Hopefully. Anyway, are we going to check some incidents? No, that's just us corner cutting. It's just us corner cutting at the end of qualifying to get another lap in, which didn't really work out. So, anyway, here are going to be our resource points after qualifying for this Australian Grand Prix. For the first time, of course, it's our first qualifying session. We won't get much, but yeah, we won't get many. We only got 15 because we didn't even set a lap time. Yeah. So yeah, a poor qualifying performance, but it actually wasn't our fault. It was our fault and the game's fault at the same time for giving us like wet weather. but it was drying out as soon as we were doing our lap, so I completely lost grip. That's just pure bad luck. So yeah, we actually underachieving a bit there with the -2. We lost 2 points. And here are our race objectives for the race for the Australian Grand Prix. The team wants me to finish in 11th or higher, and the championship target is to place 7th or higher in the championship, and we need to beat Esteban Ocon in the race. So, can we do that? Let's see, as we head to the race for the opening round of F1 2017 career mode.
It's out with the old and in with the new here at Albert Park as we usher in what we hope will be a triumphant new era of Formula One racing. For our drivers, though, it's very much business as usual as they look to be first across that line and get their championship off to a winning start. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, all closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy racing surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake, but a couple of good passing opportunities as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into Turn 1 and Turn 3. Today's race, of course, not simply the start of a new season, but the start of a new kind of Formula One. Anthony Davidson, great to have you with us once again. This is a big moment for the sport. Big changes to the technical regulations. The potential, perhaps, to give us the biggest shake-up since 2014. Very different cars visually and, fingers crossed, much faster as well.
Good thing then that combined these teams put in just a shade over 13,000 kilometres on the clock during testing. The cornering speed of these new machines is absolutely unbelievable. How many lap records are still held by Michael Schumacher from 2004? Well, on the right day, on the right tyres, we might just be threatening them this year. Wider tyres, wider cars, more downforce. I have to say they look great, and the qualifying spectacle is undebatable. Now the big question remains, can they follow? Can they race? Or have these new rules gone too far?
And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
So here we are on the grid for the race in the Australian Grand Prix. We are going to start at the back of the grid for the first time ever in a career mode race. Because of a wet qualifying, which turned out to be a dry quali, as soon as we went out on track on the inters, the track dried out, and therefore we lost complete grip and spun, and that was pretty much the end of it, because even despite corner cutting to try and gain time to get a lap in, didn't work. So we're going to start at the back for this race. So starting the formation lap now. We have to wait a long time because I'm at the back, so we have to wait for everyone to start before I go. There we go. So this is, I remember during the 2016 career mode, they actually said I was not going to do this career. But because everyone wanted me to do one, I just decided to start one. So I will just continue with this one. It will also happen when 2018 comes out as well. If F1 2018 comes out during the career mode, I'm still going to do it. Because I won't get 2018 straight away. I'll still get it for my Banter Racing League races. But by the way, you should watch, I recommend watching those BRL League races. They're quite fun. Especially the Austrian Grand Prix, which I uploaded the other day. So it should be that should be a nice race to watch for you guys. The Austrian Grand Prix was one of my favourite races. There was also what was it? China. That was also a good race. Russia was a good race too. And Canada had a bad result, but it was also a good race in terms of action. So anyway, lining up on the grid for the start of the Australian Grand Prix, the first race of the season in this F1 2017 career mode. Here we go. We are lining up on the grid now, and we start this Australian Grand Prix. So now away we go for the Australian Grand Prix and the F1 2017 career mode. And it's now Raikkonen gets a good start. He's going to go to the inside of Marcus Ericsson into turn 1. but we are going to hang back from the field here in case there's an accident. And there's no accidents through turn 1. But now, coming slipstreaming through turn 3, onto the straight down towards turn 3, we're going to go up the inside of Massa and of Raikkonen into turn 3, maybe not. Very, very cautious through turn 3 again. And we get past, trying to get past Massa. Raikkonen to the inside line again. And we're still in last place within the first 4 corners. As now into turn 5, flat out. And now slipstreaming Kimi Raikkonen into turn 6. Oh, that was very close to making huge contact with him, but we get past him anyway, and that's 1 place gained. As now we head into turn 9. We go on the inside of the Williams of Felipe Massa, and we get past him into 18th place. There's a bit of contact involved there, but we do get past Massa into 18th there. So a nice move from us. Next up is Pascal Wehrlein in the Sauber. Here we go, coming down towards turn 11. This is a fairly eventful first lap. As now coming into turn 13. With slipstreaming Pascal Wehrlein as we head down into turn 13. Are we going to go up the inside of him? Yes, we are. Up the inside of him into turn 13. And we're going to get into 17th. So we're getting 3 places already off the start. Raikkonen is still 20th. As now here we are on the back of Stoffel Van Dorn. In the McLaren coming down towards the final corner. Sebastian Vettel leads after lap 1 of this Australian Grand Prix. Here we go, Van Dorn tries to defend the inside line, but we go to the inside and we get into P16. On lap 1 we've gained 4 places and we are now up into 16th place. So on lap 2 now, there's 19 cars left, so someone's already out. Who's out of this race? There's a safety car being deployed as Daniel Ricciardo has retired from the race. The Aussie fans should be absolutely horrified at that. That Daniel Ricciardo is out of the Australian Grand Prix. That is a very, very unfortunate circumstances for the Aussie fans who are cheering on Daniel Ricciardo. And he is out of the race at the end of lap 1. It's a safety car deployed. Very nice stuff. Replay of the start now. It's a pretty equal start at the front, but of course we're looking at our start, so yep. It was actually 3 wide heading into turn 1. That was very nice, but Vettel led into turn 1. And it was very, very cautious for me into turn 1 there. And into turn 3 was Vettel, and then there was Mercedes side by side, which is also very nice. As now into turn 3, that was also very slow. Look at all the cars there. There's a Williams trying to go up the inside of a Toro Rosso. It's actually 3 wide into turn 3. Raikkonen held it around the outside of me. And I just let him through and then just overtook him into the next corner. Very tight line. And here it is. Look how close this was to Raikkonen. Well, actually it wasn't because we didn't quite see it there, but that's how we overtook Raikkonen. And now coming through onto the straight. And this is how we passed Massa on the inside into turn 9. And he got that move stick. Oh yeah, there's the contact. And yeah, we got past him there as well. So it's an eventful first lap here in the first race of the season. And now we have a safety car deployed. But now, 2 laps later on lap 4, the safety car is coming in at the end of the lap. We didn't decide to pit for new tyres because it was too early in the race to do so. As now coming onto the final corner. And we come onto the straight to restart the Australian Grand Prix. We're slipstreaming Marcus Ericsson as he head down into turn 1. He has defended the inside. Very nice defending from the AI. As now coming to turn 1. And this Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. The leader of the Grand Prix has retired from the Australian Grand Prix. That is unbelievable. We had to let Marcus Ericsson back through because the yellow flags from Valtteri Bottas' retirement. And that's actually lost us 2 places. That was very unfortunate because we overtook Ericsson under yellow flags. Just as we passed Bottas, Bottas' retired car, that happened. So onto lap 5 now. We are going on the back of Stoffel Van Dorn. We are up to P10 now, so we're up into the points already within 5 laps. As now we're behind the McLaren of Stoffel Van Dorn. We are behind the Belgian. Oh, we just tapped the wall a bit there, so got to be cautious of that. Here we go, slipstreaming him as we come down into turn 11. We're going to go on the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn. We are all side by side there, but we switch back to the inside and we get past Van Dorn and we're into 9th place. So we're in the points so far. As now, here is the replay of the restart at the front of the field. Here is how Valtteri Bottas retires from the race. So he's just restarting. He's actually pulled away from the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. And his engine... Does his engine fail? Yes, it does. Because most likely an engine fails just as when he's like all alone. So Bottas's engine fails on the straight just after the safety car restart, which means Esteban Ocon is in second place at the moment. Our teammate has taken advantage of all the carnage in these first few laps, and he's now in second place. Max Verstappen is leading. As now here we go, slipstreaming Marcus Ericsson coming down towards turn 3. He's going to defend the inside, and we're going to go to the outside coming into turn 3. We almost touched wheels there, but Ericsson held it on the inside and around the outside into turn 4, and he keeps on to 8th place, so he's defending quite well from us. As now, here we go, we're slipstreaming him. He's holding us up like hell here. You can see how aggressive we are trying to get past him. As now, here we go, coming down towards turn 9. We're going to go on the inside of him. Yes, we are into turn 9, and we go up the inside of Marcus Ericsson, and that puts us into P8. And this is a nice comeback from us. Ericsson tucks back into the slipstream, but now here comes the Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen. Or is it Sebastian Vettel? I don't know. It is Räikkönen, and he's gone around the outside of Marcus Ericsson, and he's moved up into 9th place, so Ericsson's lost 2 places there. And on lap 6, almost halfway through the race, we are into P8. As now here we go, 1 lap later, we come into the pits for our only pit stop in this race. It's going to be a set of super softs. It's going to be for a set of super softs. Yep, it's going to be a set of super softs. There you go. So a set of super soft tyres go on the car. It was actually nice having ultra softs on a pink car, purple tyres on a pink car with a purple helmet and a purple and pink helmet with a pink car and purple tyres. But anyway, out of the pits now on a set of super soft tyres. Obviously we're going to be in last, obviously, because that's because the field is so bunched up because of the safety car and the safety car restart. So let's see if we can make a comeback here. Yes, we're currently in 18th out of 18, so 2 retirements, and Bottas and Ricciardo are the 2 retirements of this race. So here we go, moving on to lap 8 of the Australian Grand Prix. There are people pitting, actually a couple of people, only a couple of people. Is it Räikkönen pitting? Yes, Räikkönen is pitting. As now into the first corner we go. And Kimi Räikkönen is now ahead of us. So he's actually undercut us. As we head into turn 3 on lap 8 of this race, we're actually catching Räikkönen there, which is very promising. We're catching a Ferrari. So Vettel was out in front of the field, and Räikkönen's all the way at the back. I don't understand that, to be honest. As now onto the final corner, and we start lap 9 of the Australian Grand Prix. Here we go, there are still people coming out of the pits. We set the fastest lap because we're on fresh super soft tyres, and there is someone coming out of the pits that has held up so many cars there, about 2 cars there. As now we are going to try and challenge Kimi Räikkönen. Up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen we go, into turn 3 we get past him, and now we're going to go wheel to wheel with Lance Stroll, and now around the outside of him, coming into turn 5 we have the inside line, and we get past Lance Stroll, and we get up into 16th place, I think there. Yes, 16th place. As now Magnussen and Van Dorn are battling it out, as now there's a very slow Van Dorn there, and we go around the outside of him coming into turn 7, and we get past Van Dorn in the McLaren. So this is a very nice very nice comeback so far. We're going through the field. Let's hope we can get up into the points at least. Coming into the penultimate corner. We're behind Kevin Magnussen now in the Haas. Coming down into the final corner. That's some really bad traction there. But the Force India has decent straight line speed, of course. Can we get the slipstream on Magnussen? They're gaining on him. Coming into turn 1, and there's Alonso coming out of the pits there. We're going to go around the outside of him, and we move up another position. That's into P13 now. And now we slipstream Magnussen once again, coming down to turn 3. We're going to go up the inside of him into turn 3, and we get past the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, and we are in 12th position now. So this is a very nice overtaking from us. and a very nice comeback. It's actually a very exciting race today, coming through the field after starting last. However, starting last compromised our race. Could have done so much better if we actually set a lap time, so it was really unlucky for us in qualifying. Sorry about this. As now we are going to challenge Carlos Sainz, heading down to its turn 3. Are we going to do the same moves we did on Kevin Magnussen? Yes, we are. Dive bombing up the inside, and we try and get past Carlos Sainz. We're wheel to wheel like we were with Stroll, and always get forced to the inside, and we get on the inside line, and we get past Carlos Sainz in the Toro Rosso. So there's another position, and wow, the overtaking has ended for now. Wow, that was a lot of overtaking. But now, 2 laps later, on lap 12 of 15, we have Jolyon Palmer trying to challenge Felipe Massa, heading into turn 13. He's going to get this move. They're wheel to wheel now. Is Palmer going to get this move done? Yes, he does. Palmer gets his move done. He was not that good in 2016 career, but it seems like in this race he's actually doing quite well. He's up into P7. As now coming onto the straight now, we are slipstreaming the Williams of Felipe Massa. As they head down onto the straight, we start lap 13. We have 3 laps to go. As we go up the inside of Felipe Massa into turn 1, and that is P8 for us. That is a very nice move into turn 1. It was a very nice dive bomb. We've actually had a lot of dive bombs in this race. It's very nice to see that. As now going through into turn 3, and now 1 lap later we are right up the back of the Renault of Jolyon Palmer coming onto the straight. We have rich mix available, we have DRS, we have the slipstream, we get gaining. Palmer defends the inside. We're going to go up the inside into turn 1 once again, and we move up into P7. But now Palmer is fighting back as we're now side by side heading down towards turn 3. We are wheel to wheel on the straight. Are we going to get past him into turn 3? Yes, we are. And we're into second gear, and we move up into 7th position. Next up is our teammate Esteban Ocon. So this is going to be interesting. Are we just going to let him try and get past the car ahead of him, which is Nico Hulkenberg? Or am I going to overtake him and get P6? And what I did at the time was I just let Ocon try and challenge Hulkenberg. I didn't overtake him, I just let him try and challenge Hulkenberg. So, sorry, anyway, what I was saying was, I was actually trying to let Ocon challenge Nico Hulkenberg ahead. So I actually wasn't attempting to overtake him at all. I was letting him try and challenge Hulkenberg. For some good points for Force India. I would usually go for a dive bomb into there, but I just didn't want to risk it on my teammates. So we're just going to stay behind him on this last lap because I wanted him to challenge Hulkenberg. So at the rate we're going, we're going to finish at P7. So that's actually been a nice comeback from where we were. We started last on the grid at the back, and we are now in P7. So this is the last lap of the Australian Grand Prix, the first race of F1 2017 career mode. As now we are right up the back of Esteban Ocon, but we're not going to challenge him because that's what I've decided. I've decided to stay behind him so Ocon can try and challenge the car ahead. Here we go through the chicane. Somehow there's no dirty air, as Sebastian Vettel is the winner of the first race of F1 2017 career mode. From pole position, it's been a dominant performance from him. As now we come into turn 13 and into turn 14. Here we go. It's second place is going to go to, I believe is actually going to, I can tell you that neither Mercedes was in the race. Lewis Hamilton also retired, but we didn't see that one. As now we cross the line in 7th place. It's been a good comeback from us from last on the grid, and we finish in 7th place with 6 points in the championship. Ferrari win the first race of the season, with Sebastian Vettel taking the victory there.
Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
That was a good race, actually. It was a very good
There's being
Some
quick,
nice
and then there's
overtaking
being quick
from
lap
us,
after lap after lap.
to
If you can do that,
make our
you
way
can
through the
capitalise
field.
on other people's
That's what I
errors
expected,
without
really.
making
I
any
really
of your own.
expected like
And that's an
a
approach
comeback
that can push
drive
you a long way up the field.
from us. And there was Felipe Massa, who I overtook with 3 laps to go, and he finished in
Here they
P9.
come now, out
So
onto the
actually,
podium.
that's a very
Wherever
interesting
you go,
podium.
Anywhere in the world,
Vettel
the
won,
prancing horse flags
Max
are
Verstappen
dominant in the
second,
grandstands,
but Romain
and they're
Grosjean
out in
gets
force
third
again today.
in the first race of the
Ferrari
season.
on the top step
Why didn't you
once
do
more.
that in 2016 career? Mate, seriously, why? Why? Grosjean's just got... That's how crazy this race is, with both Mercedes retiring. And that puts Grosjean on the podium. That is unbelievable. That's actually unbelievable. Anyway, we look to the results. Sebastian Vettel wins by 24 seconds. Max Verstappen finishes in 2nd place for Red Bull. Romain Grosjean is in 3rd for Haas. Daniel Kvyat is in 4th for Toro Rosso. That's a nice result from him as well. Nico Hulkenberg in 5th. Esteban Ocon in 6th. Me in 7th from 20th. Then Jolyon Palmer in 8th. Felipe Massa 9th. Kimi Räikkönen in 10th. Sainz in 11th. Magnussen 12th. Alonso in 13th. The unlucky 13th. And as you can see, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Hamilton had mechanical first. Alonso 13th, unlucky 13th for him, unfortunately. For McLaren, he started in 10th place, which is nice, but he got overtaken now the pits by me and by other drivers too, so that's probably how he dropped back. Anyway, Lance Stroll finishes in 14th, Marcus Ericsson in 15th, ahead of Pascal Wehrlein. Stoffel Van Dorn finishes in last place for McLaren, and the DNFs were Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, and Daniel Ricciardo. So both Mercedes retired from the Australian Grand Prix. They have no points after this race. Hamilton also had a component failure because we missed that retirement. Ricciardo and Bottas had engine failures, but Hamilton had a component failure. I don't think it was engine, but it was something of a failure. I don't know what it was. He just stopped on track for some weird reason. So, after the race, here are resource points after the Australian Grand Prix. We got 125 resource points, which is a very nice comeback because of our positions gained. It was 13 places gained from our starting place, and currently we are still losing the rivalry to Esteban Ocon. And yeah, then we gained points for finishing 11th or higher, but we didn't beat Ocon, so we go down a couple of points. Maybe we should have overtaken Ocon, but who knows. Now we wait for our career score. Here we are with our career score. There we get the most points for actually the practice session, which is interesting. And we have 4,340 for the weekend. And we have
Indeed it
minus.
is. And this is Jonathan. He's going to let you drive some of his cars.
Well, not quite my cars per se. It's a mere detail. You know, I'd really rather be down there racing than myself, to be honest. I'm actually quite handy behind the wheel, but it's the downforce, those lateral G's, you know? The old neck can't really handle it. So I need a pro. That's where you come in. We run in a bunch of events throughout the year. Time trials, races, all sorts. And I have it on good authority that you have the ability and temperament to do well in these. Make our business look good and, most importantly, bring the cars back in one piece. So consider this a formal invitation. I'll see you at the track.
Now, just like to
So that was a guy who's got some of the classic cars available to us. His name is Jonathan, and he has an invitational event for us. He has chosen one of these two. We have to pick for the invitational event, which I will do next episode for the Chinese Grand Prix. I think I'm going to do the Pursuit one at Japan. So that's it for the first episode of F1 2017 Career Mode. The next race is the Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai, the second part, which will also include the invitational event that I showed before. And see you later, guys. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And click the bell button for notifications. And goodbye.